The other elevator. You'll think I'm crazy, or just some idiot trolling online. I don't care. Something happened to me, and whether or not you believe me is moot, because it happened to me. It happened. I don't want to tell you my name, because it doesn't matter anyway, and because you won't believe me, and I don't want people thinking I'm insane. But maybe my telling will mean something to someone. Maybe this happened to you too, and I'm not just imagining things. God, I really hope I'm just imagining things. I visit my grandparents every summer. They live in Eastern Europe, in one of those tourist cities where the capital draws in people from all over the world. They live in this old, faded yellow apartment building. There's an elevator that I have to take to get to their floor, the 8th floor. One of those old elevators that most people would probably think wasn't very safe. The ones where you walk in and it's super tiny, like it's just big enough for 4 skinny people if they didn't mind a cuddle. While there is a metal door you need to open to enter, the elevator itself has no doors. So, as the elevator rises, you can reach out and run your hand along the passing wall, scraping against it with your fingernails. I used to like to do that. There's a little mirror someone hung on the wall opposite, a square one with a red frame. I used to use it to check my makeup. Well, 2 days ago, I got back a little later than usual. My grandmother buzzed me in. I called the elevator. You can always see it arrive through a little window in the metal door. It makes a loud sound when it stops as well. I got in the elevator, hit the 8th floor, and turned around to face the mirror. While indulging in my little moment of vanity, I noticed something really strange. The elevator was taking longer than usual to get to the 8th floor. I turned around and watched the floors fly by. Every once in a while, the metal door to the next floor would go by, where someone had scrawled each number of a floor in marker. Except the numbers were gone, and I suddenly realized I had no idea how long the thing had been rising or what floor I was on. I began to feel a strange warmth emanating from behind me. I turned back to the mirror and saw nothing peculiar, but the temperature continued to rise until it was uncomfortably clammy. I suddenly felt overwhelmed by the heat, like I had been sitting in a sauna for hours. I remember stumbling backwards slightly, my hand reaching back to balance myself, and expecting to feel the motion of the walls as they rose and fell. Except what my hand touched wasn't moving, and it was warm. The mirror reflected only the same elevator and the passing wall. I turned around to make sure. I woke up inside the elevator, a concerned stranger shaking me awake. Nobody will believe what I saw when I turned around, so I'm not telling. At least I'm not telling anyone I know. It was, and this is insane, I know. The elevator. Its comfortable chalk walls, the single light bulb hanging from the ceiling, everything familiar had vanished. In its place was a rectangular box of pulsating layers of speckled something, like old meat, like the inside of a mouth, all around me. And then the smell hit me. That's the last thing I remember before passing out. The smell. It was like pus and rot and vomit and the grave. It hit me hard, and I felt like my sinuses were burning in agony. I was instantly blind with my own tears, choking on my own bile. I caught one last glimpse in the mirror through my stinging eyes. The only thing that stayed, I could see it, reflecting inside. I could see my elevator, my nice, normal elevator. People getting into it, their faces plainly visible in the sunlight streaming in from outside, pushing the button for their floor. I wasn't in it. Around me, the walls began to convulse. There was a sound like retching. And then I was unconscious. I don't use the elevator anymore. I take the stairs. I think maybe if you see an elevator like this, you should probably take the stairs too. Please take the stairs too. Please. Please.